Smoking on that hush puppy limo'n.
Hello there. Is your drone ugly? Does it look boring? Do you need something to spice it up? Let me help you out here. I'm going to show you how to add LEDs to your drone to make it go from boring to amazing. Can't make miracles though. Before we start, you should know a little bit about flight controllers and BECs. If you plan on adding only a couple LEDs, I wouldn't worry about your BEC. But if you plan on adding a ton of LEDs, I would look up a video on how to test a flight controller's BEC with a multimeter to see how many LEDs you can squeeze in on your specific flight controller's BEC, because all BECs are not built the same. I'll only be adding 6 LEDs, so I'm not really worried about blowing the BEC. Another thing you should know is LEDs are not all the same. I'll be using COB LEDs and addressable LEDs. The COB LEDs are mounted to the drone differently than how addressable LEDs usually are. COB LEDs you can mount, you can solder straight to the ESC negative and positive pads. You can also mount them by soldering 2 separate motor wires to the positive and negative pads. That's also a way to power it. It'll be powered while the motors are getting amps. The downside about COBs is it's not going to be addressable, and they're stuck to one color, but they are really bright. The addressable LEDs usually have 3 different pads: a 5-volt, a ground, and then the LED pad. And most flight controllers will have these pads, so you just find it on your flight controller. The addressable LEDs can be programmed inside of Betaflight. Let's start trying to add these LEDs to. I'm gonna tin that pad. I'm also gonna tin the pads here on the LED strip. It's always good to hold the solder iron on the pad while soldering, and put the solder on it. Let it warm up. I've already tinned my my wires here. I like to keep my wires a little separate sometimes, just because I'm bad at soldering, I'm not gonna lie. I like to bridge things. But it's always good to make sure that you have a good solder, even if you're bad at soldering. Give it a little tug, make sure it's in there. Twist everything up once you're done, make sure there's no stray wires. It looks good. Stick that baby back in the drone. Kind of decide how you want to orientate your LEDs. My drone's a little sketch. I don't mount my flight controller or ELRS module. I just tape that baby down, but it's fine. I wanted to mount mine on my turtle fin, so I squeezed the wires into this spot back here. There's a little hole I could squeeze the wires in. And then I remembered the collars that I connected to the flight controller, the video, the ground, the ground, the LED, and the 5-volt. Stuck it up there on my fin. Good to go. So let's hop over into Betaflight. And first thing you gotta do is turn on the LED strip in configuration, so the flight controller knows you have LEDs on there. Then next time you load in, you gotta save and reboot. You'll have an LED strip tab. I already have 6 on here, so I'm gonna probably clear those out. Alright, so once you get to the LEDs tab, you hit wire ordering mode. You select 6 boxes, make sure they're highlighted purple. And then once they're highlighted purple, you select the function. I'm gonna select color and then blue. And then after I do that, I'm gonna select 3 other ones and then go to function and change it to arm state. So now whenever I'm armed or disarmed, it's gonna be different colors, just these 3 ones. And you can choose what colors you want it to be. Right now it's red and then light blue. These I'm just double checking, making sure it's the color I want. I might change the color here. And then once you're done doing this, all you do is just hit save. It's time to plug in the drone and see the lights, see if you soldered it all up right. Alright, looks like the LEDs are working once I plugged it in. I'm gonna take this baby outside. If you guys like the video, please subscribe, and I'll have some more videos.